During the golden age of Hollywood, 1920s, 1960s, many famous actresses were involved in fake love or scandalous relationships that deeply affected both their personal lives and their careers. These scandals didn't just influence their personal lives, they often caused serious damage to their reputations and professional success. Mary Miles Minter was one of the most popular silent film actresses of the early 1920s. She rose to fame with her youthful beauty and charming on-screen presence. However, her career took a dark and tragic turn when she became involved in one of Hollywood's earliest and most mysterious scandals, the murder of director William Desmond Taylor in 1922. Minter had a well-known infatuation with Taylor, who was significantly older than her. Love letters from Minter to Taylor were found after his death, fueling public fascination. Although she was never formally accused, the discovery of these letters and her close ties to the director made her a central figure in the case. Her controlling mother, Charlotte Shelby, was widely suspected of being involved in the murder due to her disapproval of their relationship, but no charges were ever filed. The scandal captivated the nation and permanently stained Minter's reputation. Despite her innocence, the negative publicity ended her acting career at just 22 years old. She retired from the screen, and her name became forever linked to a mystery that was never solved. Elizabeth Taylor was one of the most iconic actresses of Hollywood's golden age, known as much for her beauty and talent as for her turbulent love life. One of her most controversial scandals was her affair with singer Eddie Fisher, who was married at the time to her close friend, actress Debbie Reynolds. The affair began shortly after the tragic death of Taylor's third husband, producer Mike Todd. Fisher, a family friend, offered her emotional support during her grief, and their bond quickly turned romantic. The relationship shocked the public, especially because of the betrayal of Reynolds, America's sweetheart. Media and fans condemned Taylor as a homewrecker, and the scandal severely damaged her reputation. Eddie Fisher divorced Reynolds and married Elizabeth Taylor in 1959, but their marriage lasted only 5 years. Taylor later admitted that the relationship was a mistake, saying she was emotionally vulnerable and not truly in love. Despite the backlash, Taylor eventually reconciled with Debbie Reynolds, and the two restored their friendship years later. The scandal. Vivian Lee, the legendary actress best known for her role as Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, had a passionate and scandalous love affair with fellow actor Laurence Olivier that captured public attention. When they met in the 1930s, both were already married, Lee to actor Lee Holman, and Olivier to actress Jill Esmond. Despite their marriages, their mutual attraction quickly deepened into a full-fledged affair. Their relationship was not hidden for long, and it became a major scandal in conservative British and American society. The press followed their every move, and the affair damaged both of their reputations. Eventually, both Lee and Olivier divorced their spouses and married each other in 1940. Although admired as a glamorous and talented couple, their marriage was marked by tension and instability, largely due to Lee's struggles with bipolar disorder. Their love story, once seen as romantic and passionate, became increasingly tragic. By the time they divorced in 1960, both careers had been affected by personal turmoil. Vivian Lee's affair with Olivier, though genuine, was seen by many as an example of love clouded by fame and emotional fragility. Rita Hworth, one of the most glamorous stars of Hollywood's golden age, was as famous for her beauty and screen presence as for her troubled love life. Among her most talked-about relationships were her marriages to director Orson Welles and later to Prince Ali Khan, son of the spiritual leader of the Ismaili Muslims. Hworth married Welles in 1943, and while their union was initially full of promise, it quickly became strained. Welles was deeply focused on his career and often emotionally distant, leaving Hworth feeling lonely. Despite having a daughter together, their marriage ended in divorce in 1947. Soon after, Hworth shocked the world by marrying Prince Ali Khan, becoming the first Hollywood actress to wed into royalty. The media dubbed it a fairy tale, but behind the scenes, it was filled with tension, cultural differences, and infidelity. Their marriage also ended in divorce, and Hworth later admitted she felt used and disillusioned. These high-profile romances, while intensely romantic in appearance, often lacked true emotional connection, leaving Hworth heartbroken and contributing to her image as a tragic beauty shaped by fake love. Ingrid Bergman, renowned for her roles in Casablanca and Notorious, was once Hollywood's ideal of grace and virtue. That image shattered in 1949 when she began a passionate affair with Italian director Roberto Rossellini while still married to Dr. Peter Lindstrom. At the time, Bergman traveled to Italy to work with Rossellini, admiring his neo-realist filmmaking. Their professional collaboration quickly turned into a personal relationship, when news broke that Bergman was pregnant with Rossellini's child. While neither of them had divorced their respective spouses, the backlash was swift and severe. American politicians denounced her publicly, and she was even condemned on the U.S. Senate floor as an instrument of evil. The scandal forced her into exile from Hollywood for several years. Despite the controversy, Bergman married Rossellini and had 3 children with him. Though her personal life remained complicated, she eventually returned to Hollywood and won another Academy Award for Anastasia, 1956, rebuilding her career and public image. Bergman's affair is remembered as one of classic Hollywood's most shocking love scandals, a story of real love, but seen by many as betrayal and moral failure at the time. Lana Turner, a glamorous icon of Hollywood's golden age, became the center of one of the most shocking scandals of the 1950s. Turner's tumultuous relationship with mobster Johnny Stompanato was filled with drama and violence. Stompanato, a dangerous and controlling figure, often physically abused Turner, yet their relationship was widely publicized, feeding into the media's fascination with her troubled love life. The scandal reached its peak in 1958 when Stompanato was fatally stabbed by Turner's teenage daughter, Cheryl Crane, during a violent confrontation between the couple. Cheryl claimed she acted in self-defense to protect her mother from Stompanato's aggression. The incident was a media frenzy, with headlines covering every detail of the tragic event. While Lana Turner's career remained intact, the scandal caused irreversible damage to her image. The court ruled Cheryl's actions as justifiable homicide, but the incident haunted both mother and daughter for years. It remains one of Hollywood's most infamous moments, revealing the darker side of Turner's glamorous public persona. Clara Bao, known as the it girl of the silent film era, captivated audiences with her charisma and beauty. However, her personal life was filled with scandal, which overshadowed her rising stardom. Bao was known for her numerous high-profile affairs, one of the most notable being with director Victor Fleming. Their relationship was deeply publicized, and at the time, Hollywood often capitalized on her love life, turning it into tabloid fodder. Despite her popularity on screen, her personal life was often exploited by the press, painting her as a wild and unpredictable figure. The public's fascination with her romantic escapades, combined with rumors and gossip, led to a damaged reputation. This was compounded by the stress of her chaotic relationships, which contributed to her eventual mental health struggles. By the late 1920s, Clara Bao's career began to fade, partly due to the negative publicity surrounding her love life. Though she left behind a legacy as one of early Hollywood's most iconic stars, her personal struggles with fame and scandal left a lasting mark on her career. Sophia Loren, one of Italy's most beloved actresses, was no stranger to Hollywood scandals. In the early 1950s, she had a high-profile affair with actor Cary Grant, one of the most charismatic and respected stars of the time. Their romance created an intense media buzz, as Grant was married at the time, making the affair highly controversial. The relationship was widely publicized, with many in the press painting it as a classic case of forbidden love. Despite the attention, Loren and Grant's romance was short-lived. Loren later married Carlo Ponti, an Italian film producer, in 1957. Their union would last for decades and became one of Hollywood's most enduring marriages. However, the affair with Grant continued to follow Loren for years, and the media never let go of the narrative of the passionate romance that preceded her marriage. Though the affair added to Loren's scandalous reputation early in her career, it didn't overshadow her talent. She would go on to win an Academy Award and cement herself as one of the greatest actresses of her generation. Jane Mansfield, the blonde bombshell of the 1950s, was known as much for her curvaceous figure and glamorous image as for her controversial love life. Mansfield's relationships were frequently the subject of media scrutiny, and she became a tabloid sensation. One of her most talked-about rumored affairs was with British actor Michael Wilding, who was also famously married to actress Elizabeth Taylor at the time. Though neither confirmed nor denied the relationship, the rumors sparked intense public fascination. Mansfield's love life often seemed to be part of a larger publicity strategy, with her relationship sometimes viewed as staged to maintain her star status. Her marriages, 3 in total, were also highly publicized. But each ended in divorce, further fueling the media's interest in her romantic affairs. Her marriage to Mickey Hargitay, a former bodybuilder, was perhaps the most well-known, and they had 3 children together. Despite the controversies surrounding her personal life, Mansfield's fame remained undiminished until her untimely death in a car accident in 1967. Her love life, while filled with scandal, was an integral part of her public persona. Diana Dors, often called the British Marilyn Monroe, was known for her sultry looks, bold personality, and a string of high-profile, scandalous relationships. Her love life was constantly in the tabloids, particularly her rumored affair with actor and game show host Richard Dawson. The two were said to have had a passionate but troubled relationship that drew public attention during a time when Dors was already under scrutiny for her lifestyle. Dors' personal life often overshadowed her talent. She was married 3 times, most famously to actor Dennis Hamilton, whose mismanagement of her career and involvement in wild Hollywood parties caused lasting damage to her reputation. After his death, Dors struggled to regain control over her image, but scandals continued to follow her. Her lavish lifestyle, association with swinging parties, and candid interviews about sex and fame made her a controversial figure in conservative 1950s and 60s Britain. Though she continued to act into the 1970s, her career never fully recovered from the media's obsession with her private life. Diana Dors remains a symbol of beauty, controversy, and the heavy cost of fame. Lupe Veles, a fiery Mexican actress known for her vivacious personality and emotional intensity, became one of early Hollywood's most talked-about stars. Among her many relationships, her love affair with actor Gary Cooper was the most passionate, and the most destructive. The two met while working together in the late 1920s and quickly began a romance marked by intense highs and explosive lows. Veles was deeply in love with Cooper, but the relationship was riddled with jealousy, cultural clashes, and emotional volatility. She reportedly became possessive and even physically aggressive during arguments. Despite their powerful chemistry, Cooper's reluctance to commit and Veles' emotional instability led to their eventual breakup. The relationship took a toll on Veles' mental health and public image. She never fully recovered from the emotional fallout and continued to struggle in her personal life. Her later years were marked by failed relationships and declining career opportunities. Lupe Veles' romance with Gary Cooper became one of Hollywood's earliest cautionary tales about the cost of passion, fame, and heartbreak, and her tragic end only deepened the lasting legacy of their doomed love story. Tula Bankhead was one of Hollywood and Broadway's most flamboyant and outspoken stars. Known for her husky voice, sharp wit, and unapologetic lifestyle, she defied the norms of her time. Among her many rumored relationships, her affair with legendary actor John Barrymore was one of the most talked about. Their relationship was a whirlwind of glamour, alcohol, and drama, fueled by both stars' intense personalities and self-destructive tendencies. Barrymore, already known for his heavy drinking, matched Bankhead's wild energy. The press was fascinated by their reckless behavior, and their affair became a regular topic in gossip columns. Though the romance was short-lived, it left a lasting impression on the public and added to Bankhead's image as a rule-breaker. Bankhead was open about her relationships with both men and women, which was shocking for the conservative 1930s and 40s. She lived without apology, but her rebellious spirit came at a cost. Her career suffered as studios distanced themselves from her. Despite the scandals, Bankhead is remembered as a fearless and fiercely original woman, whose love life challenged Hollywood's expectations and social boundaries. Mae West, one of the most iconic and provocative stars of early Hollywood, built her career on boldness, wit, and a fearless embrace of sexuality. Known for writing her own risque scripts and portraying sexually confident women, West blurred the lines between her on-screen persona and real life. Among her most talked-about relationships was her rumored affair with the dashing young actor Cary Grant, whom she cast in 2 of her films, She Done Him Wrong, 1933, and I'm No Angel, 1933. The media buzzed with speculation about a romance between the two, though neither ever confirmed it. Many believed the relationship was exaggerated, or even fabricated, as a publicity stunt to boost both stars' profiles. Still, their chemistry on screen was undeniable, and the rumors fueled West's image as a woman who got what she wanted. Mae West used her fake love stories as tools to maintain control in a male-dominated industry. While her actual romantic life remains largely private, she turned speculation into power, making her one of the most enduring figures of classic Hollywood scandal and empowerment. Carole Lombard, beloved for her comedic timing and elegance, became one of Hollywood's most admired actresses. While her marriage to Clark Gable is remembered as a genuine love story, Lombard's early career was shaped by studio-manufactured romances designed purely for publicity. In the 1920s and early 1930s, studios often paired young stars with each other off-screen to boost their visibility and marketability. Lombard was frequently linked to co-stars or fellow actors through orchestrated relationships, some of which had little to no romantic foundation. These fake love affairs were widely publicized in fan magazines and newspapers, portraying her as a glamorous, sought-after star. The studios controlled much of the narrative, with Lombard playing along to maintain her public image and career momentum. Despite the artificial beginnings, Lombard eventually found real love with Clark Gable. Their marriage was deeply affectionate, and she became known not just for her talent, but for her loyalty and wit. Tragically, her life was cut short in a 1942 plane crash, but her legacy remains, both as a brilliant actress and as someone who rose above Hollywood's early manipulations. Greta Garbo, the famously reclusive star of Hollywood's silent and early sound era, captivated audiences with her enigmatic beauty and haunting screen presence. Despite her desire for privacy, her alleged romance with actor John Gilbert became one of the most publicized relationships of the 1920s. The two starred together in several films, including Flesh and the Devil, 1926, where their on-screen chemistry sparked rumors of a passionate real-life affair. Many in Hollywood believed their relationship was genuine. Gilbert reportedly even proposed marriage. However, Garbo rejected him, famously saying, "I am not the marrying kind." Others speculated that the affair was largely orchestrated by MGM Studios to draw attention to their films and fuel box office success. Garbo's refusal to play by Hollywood's rules, both professionally and personally, only added to her mystique. Whether true or not, the story of Garbo and Gilbert became a legend of Hollywood romance, real or fabricated. Garbo eventually withdrew from public life, reinforcing her image as the ultimate unattainable star, and leaving behind a love story that blurred the lines between studio fiction and emotional truth.